Hello, my name is Tavana Shoemaker, also known as Blogger Mama Shoe. This video is super important. Today I would like to talk to you about, I don't know, how to explain it, but I guess it's called preemie babies. I don't know. Yes, I want to talk to you guys about preemie babies. Like before, like my oldest kids, I have four girls. Okay, so the two middle ones, and then the oldest were all like preterm. I think one was like 40, 39, and 38. Okay, and then my latest, she was preterm. She was like a late. I think she's considered late preterm. I'm not really sure on the how you say it, but she was born at 33 days, 33 weeks in like 5 days, I believe. And she was 17 inches and 4 pounds, 4.5 pounds. Um, she came into the world fast and quick. Um, to talk more about preemies, it's something that I don't hear a lot. You don't hear a lot. People don't talk about it enough. After you feel so isolated and no one talks about having your baby, being discharged and going home without your child. I mean, that is the most heartbreaking thing I've probably ever gone through. It's so isolating, and it's something I don't wish anybody had to experience. But I feel like it's so important to share my experience to the next person, because it's just like what led me up to the hospital was I have a little background story for you guys. So it started on January 12th, okay? My appointment was January 12th. Leading up to January 12th, my daughter, she wasn't moving that much before. Like, she was active, but she wasn't active. I even noticed that at her last few appointments, even though she passed the NST test. It's called non-stress test, okay? I'm high risk. I have hypermesis. I'm overweight and I have high blood pressure. That's what makes me high risk. A few factors. And I have and thyroid disease. Okay, those are the main factors what made me have the NST test weekly. Okay, so um so let's get into this because it's super important. So she wasn't moving. She was barely moving. She was barely passing these tests, these NST tests, because they had like a NST test and they had an ultrasound test, and they'll look at the breathing. Look at the baby's breathing and the heart rate and stuff like that to see how everything is going. And she it took her like they do it for like I believe 10 or 15 minutes on the ultrasound, and then they do an NST test where the nurse stays in the room and they look at the baby's heart acceleration, etc., and see if she has any movements. Okay, and she was really moving, and I was just like, okay, she's been kind of like this lazy baby since about 20 weeks. Okay, and so, like I said, we get into the appointment on January 12th, you know, and I have asthma, okay? I have a severe asthma. So I get in there. Before that, I was like, okay, having a hard time breathing. I've been using my inhaler a lot. They say usually your asthma will get better or get worse. This is the first time it's gotten worse in my pregnancy. So um, I was a little nervous. I was really scared. Um, Come to find out, about January 11th, my daughter tested positive for COVID, okay? And so I was just like wishful thinking that I didn't have COVID. So I go to my appointment on January 12th anyway. And then they decide to keep me for observation just to monitor the baby and stuff. And then I was told that if my test ends up being positive, to come back in on the 13th, okay? So goes in about Thursday. I'm sorry. I go into the appointment on January 13th, and they tell me I'm not going home. They tell me I'm having my baby that day, because something's wrong, and we don't know why she's not moving. I had about seven ultrasounds, within the last few days, and like hour-long ultrasounds. And come to find out, when they delivered her, her cord was like triple wrapped around her neck, and I was just so heartbroken. And I just couldn't understand why they could not see that on the scan. Why she wasn't moving? Like, I didn't understand. Like, all ultrasounds I had, why wasn't she not moving? Why couldn't they see that? And I just don't get it. But um my doctor was so nonchalant about it. She was just like, "Oh, everything's fine," and then she gonna throw COVID in the picture, like COVID had something to do with it. I just got COVID. Like, my daughter just started school a week before. She just started. My daughter started school on the 3rd. I believe the kids went back to school on the 3rd. Okay, by that Friday, my daughter told me, like, "Mom, my throat hurts," and then she had diarrhea. So I'm thinking, okay, y'all might got the stomach flu. That she had food poisoning, okay? So come to find out, it was COVID. So she got COVID from school, the first day of school. And then come to find out, as I'm in the hospital, I find out, um, after I had her school went on for, what do you call it? A 2 week, distant learning, so people can get COVID together. Mind you, I was in contact with the staff. But anyways, um, my baby moving wasn't due to COVID. It was the fact that something was seriously wrong, and the fact that my doctor blamed my child on COVID when she just told me basically to go home and it should be fine. So if I would have went home and you know, whatever, she like should have passed away because she was strangling herself with her cord. And that's why it's so important, you guys, to be an advocate for yourself. If you're feeling something is wrong in your pregnancy, whatever you're going through, whatever doctor appointment, you get them answers. Because I made my doctor do a routine checks, and found out that I had a thyroid disease. Because I had like a lump in my throat, I couldn't swallow. And I know darn sure something was wrong. And that's when I found out I have thyroid disease. I want you guys to always be an advocate for yourself no matter what, because, if, look at my baby right now, if, if I wasn't an advocate for myself and I wasn't, telling doctors how I was feeling, what was going on, she wouldn't be here right now. Okay? Doctors need to start listening to us because this is serious. This is a serious matter. And they always just brush things off. Like preeclampsia, they brush that off. Like, sometimes it's not the protein in the urine. Sometimes it's not the retention, you know. it's all of a sudden, something just all of a sudden, doctors don't know everything. Things your body knows before you do. You know when something's wrong. You know when you feel off about something. So speak up. And right now we're in a weird, strange time where we're not able to bring people to appointments and stuff like that. I know my hospital, my doctor clinic, I went on red, so my husband he wasn't allowed to go to any of the appointments. So I end up basically delivering my baby through emergency cesarean. You know, he was at home with the kids because we all had COVID, so it was something so president like it was just so something I never imagined, but I knew I was gonna be there. And then I was in the hospital with high blood pressure, and right now I'm still going through it. I'm only this is my 5th week, so I'm almost, well, yeah, 5 weeks postpartum. Um, okay, baby, yeah, because she'll be a month old next week, so no, 4 weeks. I can't do the math, but yes, 4 weeks postpartum. I had a daughter 4 weeks ago. And she's home already. She's home already. She's strong. She's safe. She's a fighter. Yes, she's a little petite, but she's a fighter. She's strong, and um, I'm really happy about everything that happened. I'm happy that I advocate for myself, but I'm not happy that doctors are so nonchalant about things. And if you're a doctor or a nurse out there listening, it's so important to pay attention and listen. We're not all crazy. We know our bodies. You know, that was the whole reason why I decided to go to a all women's clinic. But I'm still fighting for me, and I'm always gonna fight for me. I'm always gonna advocate for me. There's only one me, and there's also one you. So I really hope that you advocate for yourself, and it's super important to advocate for yourself, because if not, then it could have been a situation where my child passed away. I don't want somebody else passing away from something that could have been prevented. Thank you so much. And again, my name is Savannah Shoemaker, also known as Blogger Mama Shoe, and you have a wonderful evening. Bye.